and today we'll be doing What If Deku. No, sorry guys. What if My Hero Academia had Pokemon? So, we'll start this when Deku is 2. So, one time when Deku and his mother are walking around, Deku sees this little thing go into the bushes, and he runs to it, and Inko's chasing after him, like, "Wait, Izuku!" And then Izuku is chasing the thing, and he runs into it. And he's like, "Ow, that hurt!" And then he sees it's a Rowlet, and then he looks at the Rowlet, and the Rowlet looks at him. And then he grabs the Rowlet. He holds the Rowlet. And he befriends the Rowlet. And when Inko comes over, the Rowlet is on his head like this. And it's adorable. So Inko lets him keep the Rowlet. And that happens. So eventually we fast forward until Deku is in preschool. He meets this kid named Bakugo, and Bakugo brags to all the other kids, like, "Hi, I already got a Pokemon before I'm 10. And then they ask, "What is it?" And they're like, "I got a Litten." And then Izuku's like, "I also have one." And the class all looks at him, and he's like, "I got a Rowlet." And Bakugo snarks to himself, like, "I thought I was the only one." And yeah, it happens. So, throughout the years, Rowlet and Deku get closer, and Rowlet learns new moves like tackle. I cannot. Okay, so in middle school, Bakugo tries to make fun of him sometimes, like, "Ha, your Pokemon is weaker than mine. That makes you inferior to me." And, yeah. Bakugo basically dominates Izuku's whenever Izuku tries to stand up to him. Since they're at a type disadvantage, Bakugo just beats his Rowlet. And, Izuku keeps trying to train up his Rowlet, but for some reason, he can never beat Bakugo's Litten, and he can't figure out why. That's because he doesn't know type matchups like we do, and he doesn't know that his grass type Pokemon is weak to the fire type Pokemon. So, eventually, Izuku learns this, and he's like, "Oh, then I could just go out and capture one." But he doesn't have any Pokeballs. So, he goes out and buys one Great Ball. And he finds a Riolu in the patch of grass he was walking in, and he's like, "I challenge you to a Pokemon fight. I'm going to capture you." And the Riolu gets on guard, and he sends Izuku puts his Rowlet, and he's like, "Rowlet, use Leafage," and Rowlet uses Leafage, and Riolu goes to him and uses a tackle. Wait, no, arm thrust, and he uses that, and this hurts the Rowlet, and Rowlet gets back up and tackles him immediately, this hurting the Riolu, and Deku, seeing the opportunity, goes for the Great Ball capture, and he gets 1 tick, 2 ticks, 3 ticks, and he captures it. And Deku jumps up like, "Yes! Good job, Rowlet. We got our second friend. Welcome to the team, Riolu. Hopefully we can grow together and become Pokemon masters." And, well, yeah, guys, so think of My Hero Academia, but heroes and villains don't exist. It's basically the Pokemon world, but with my hero characters. So in whatever region Deku's in, the Japan region, All Might is the champion. And the Elite Four are like Endeavor, the number 3, number 4, and 5 heroes. Everyone like the other 4 below him, basically. But there is an evil organization also. The League of Villains, basically Team Rocket. As Giovanni is basically all for one, and they kind of look alike. And yeah, so that happens. And Deku's like, maybe one day I can aspire to beat All Might, and I'll be the number 1 Pokemon trainer. And he starts training up his Riolu, and eventually he tries to rematch Bakugo. Bakugo's like, so what? You trained your Rowlet up a little bit. You're no match for my, I'll be right back, guys. And Bakugo says, you're no match for my Torracat. And he summons his Torracat, and Deku's like, whoa, your Pokemon changed. And you didn't even get a new one. You just gotta... it evolved. I didn't know they could do that. And Izuku is like, go Rowlet. And as perceived, Rowlet gets crushed. But that's when Deku sends out Riolu, and Baku's like, wait, what? I didn't know you got another one. How dare you try and best me? And then Riolu nearly defeats the Torracat, but the Torracat ends up beating him with a Fire Fang. And that happens. And Baku's like, no matter what you do, useless Deku, I'm always going to be top dog here. I'm the best one in this school, and you can't do anything about it. And Deku's like, one day I'll beat you, Bakugo. We are rivals. And Bakugo's like, whatever, nerd. Then he walks off. And Deku, from that day on, trained his Pokemon. And one day, his Rowlet evolved. Yeah. And he challenged Bakugo one last time on the last day of middle school. And out in the little area, Bakugo and Deku fought with their Pokemon. And Deku's newly acquired evolved Rowlet ends up really damaging the Torracat, but Torracat beats him in the end. But that's when Deku sends out his Riolu. And the Riolu dodges side to side and uses cross. Just ignore that. Okay. So Riolu beats him. That's the point. So in the end, Deku beats Bakugo in a Pokemon battle. I'm like, Deku, you cheated. And Deku's like, how? It's like, and Bakugo's just like, you just did. There's no way you can beat me fair and square. So I'm the best one here. It's impossible. It's like, you must have cheated or something. And he walks off all angry. And all the kids start clapping like, hooray for Deku, he beat Bakugo. And that happens. And Deku wants to apply for the top trainer academy thing. And Deku applies for that, and he's like, I'll become the best Pokemon trainer through this school. I got my 2 best friends that are Pokemon. And one day when he's walking around during the 10 months of quote-unquote training, he finds an Eevee in a patch of grass. And he asks, what are you doing, little guy? And then he sees the Eevee is injured. He's like, don't worry, I'll take care of you. And he carries the stray Eevee to a Pokemon Center. Well, just like a normal hospital, basically. And he nurses it. Nurse it back to health. And Deku ends up taking Eevee in as one of his own Pokemon. And now Deku has an Eevee. And yeah, that happens. So one day during the final month of training, Deku and Eevee were fighting. And well, they were sparring more so. And right when they were about to clash, the Riolu gets a size advantage, Deku thinks, and that's when he sees it evolved to a Lucario. And Deku's astonished, like, whoa, Riolu, you evolved! You evolved into a Lucario. And then he sees, like, wait, you look too, Eevee. You look different too, Eevee. Wait, why are you blue? Then he sees he has a Vaporeon because he was practicing on the beach. And Deku is happy. He's like, I got 2 evolutions in one day. Let's go. And that's when a month later, Deku goes up to the PA campus, the Pokemon Academy, and he goes to the well, as always, he does the brain exam. He does fine. That's when he gets to the entrance exam, and be right back. And the way we're gonna do this tournament is going to be by so you have 1,000 kids entering for the hero, well, the Pokemon courses. Like, imagine it's the hero courses. You got class 3A, 2A, and then 1A. Wait, no. You've got class 1C, 1B, and 1A. And the top 60 students advance into those classes. So as you imagine, it would be like ranking. So after Deku destroying people with his Lucario, eventually he gets to where he's at the 80th spot only so far. And to be at least Class C, he has to beat this battle. And that's when he goes up against Monoma. And Monoma sends out a Perugly. Cause why not? And Deku barely beats the Perugly because the Peruglies are strong boys. They're strong cats. Very. And Deku, being all excited, like, yes, I did it. And then right as he realizes this person named Kendo for his next match is like, interesting. She looks like she has a strong Pokemon. She's clean sweeped her entire competition. And then they get to the fight, and Kendo sends out a Pokemon like, go Donphan! And she sends out her Donphan. And Deku, thinking, maybe instead of fighting against Steel, we go something else. I'm going to fact check that typing. Be right back. And I just fact checked that. He's actually ground type. So Deku brings out his grass type, even though it's probably not very effective. I'm not good with typings, guys. I know the basic ones. Like, fighting, psychic, the basics. And Deku, his Pokemon gets nubbed. Basically, yeah, it's defeated. And Kenta thinking, I've won. And then she sees he throws out another Pokemon and it's like, oh, okay. and it's his Vaporeon. And Deku eventually beats her Donphin, and he's all bummed out. I mean, she's all bummed out. And Deku is super stoked now because he got into the first class. And Deku goes up against this guy called Tenya Ida. He gets excited because, that's one of the prestigious Pokemon families. They were one of the top trainers, so he's quite stoked about that. That's when he sees Ida pull out a very fast Pokemon in, what's her name? Scorbunny. Because the Scorbunny's quick. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, I don't remember that final evolution. And Scorbunny gets it basically dominates his Rowlet evolution. And Deku sends out his Vaporeon. And that defeats Ida's yeah, I'm sorry guys, I keep forgetting names, I'll be right back. Okay, so imagine I never said Scorbunny, it's Cinderace. Anyway, Ida and his Cinderace are defeated by Deku's Vaporeon. Because Deku's evolved Rowlet cannot do anything. And that's when Ida sends in his second Pokemon. And that's when Ida sends out a Durant. And Deku narrowly beats it with his Lucario. And Deku, 4 weeks later, gets an envelope in the mail. And he's very happy because he got into the prestigious Pokemon Academy. And that's when so imagine he's home alone. Inko's out getting groceries. Let's say that. And he opens the door to see All Might, the champion. And All Might's like, will you be my successor? And Deku, his jaw basically flops off his body. Like, it goes from here to over here. And Deku is like, why me though? There's so much more stronger people. And he's twiddling his fingers like, and All Might's like, I see potential in you, kid. You clearly have the heart of a champion, a future champion. And I'd like you to inherit my Pokemon. And Deku's like, what? Which one? And All Might's like, everyone thinks this one is mine, but it's not. I present to you, young Midoriya, Xerneas. And then he opens his galactic moose Pokemon. The best one. And Xerneas comes out, and Deku is flabbergasted, like, oh my gosh, it's a space moose. I think that's the best nickname for it. Space moose. And Deku is like, how do I use it? And can I control it? And does it have a healthy relationship? And he starts bombarding All Might with questions like, kid, just stop. I'll train you to use him. Come time. And that's where we'll be leaving this off, guys. Stay determined. Bye-bye.
What they call me, promise that you'll never be lonely.